Yo, 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 yo. Big Kiss back up in here. Drake has been failing miserably. This dude done tried to do a little lawsuit, thought he about to get some money, and it ain't worked. Them people at Spotify said, nah, Kendrick Lamar not like us. He got that fair and square, bruh. You need to go and take your L, go kick some rocks or something, bruh, because you don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, they dissed him, man. We got fantastic hip-hop sharing a story with us, and y'all know I'm going to leave a link in the description. Y'all also know I don't like holding y'all. So without further ado, let's get it.
Now, when it comes to Drake, right around this time was supposed to be when the music industry would be responding to the first lawsuit he filed, claiming that Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us record only became the phenomenon it did because of fake streams and industry manipulation. And now, as Drake was waiting for this moment that he thought was gonna make him look like this hero of the music industry to his fans that are just as delusional as him, in actuality, while we don't know the full extent of where this lawsuit is going yet, things have already gotten way worse for him, as right now, we have just witnessed one of the next steps in this moment, as one of the alleged parties who was responsible for helping ruin Drake's image with this record has officially responded to him, and the claims he has filed against them with none other than Spotify. And now, with the streaming giant and what they have had to say about their involvement in the most shocking moment to come from Kendrick Lamar and Drake's entire rap beef, has had them come out and not just deny the claims from Drake, but they are disgusted by the very action of what he has done. And while we don't know where this actual suit is going to go yet in full, it's clear that Drake just made enemies with the most powerful outlet to the people in all of the music industry.
Damn.
Now, before we go any further,
I'm going to tell you, man. Listen, man. You can't go against somebody who writes your checks, bro. I don't care if they wrote you a billion dollar check. If they wrote you a $1 billion check, they said Drake a billionaire, right? If they wrote you a $1 billion check, or however it go, how much money do you think they got? Come on now. Somebody talk to me. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. Somebody talk to your neighbor. Grab your neighbor hand and say, neighbor, Drake is tripping.
into this, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton.
Yeah, like.
And so now, with what Spotify has said to Drake, in their response, they go on to explain that Drake has no actual evidence to back up what he is saying, which is why first off he filed this thing the way he did, and instead of entertaining these claims or being investigated for maybe doing these things or just revealing what the labels have put in place within their own algorithms. Since the case and the evidence Drake presented in the petition was so weak, they went on to say in their statement that the petition asserts no specific facts of any kind in support of these alleged RICO and deceptive practice violations, and instead relies exclusively on speculation or claims of anonymous individuals on the internet. And now, with Spotify officially coming out and saying this, and with the demeanor and language they used in this suit as well, which clearly made them sound so frustrated that out of all people, Drake is the guy who is trying to point a finger at them. When it comes to this entire situation, they are the first official power that has been pulled into this thing that is straight up dismantling Drake's claims, all due to how bad the information he is trying to leverage against them are. Because really, when you break down the suit and claims Drake made, from viral videos from influencers to random clips from DJ academic streams, the evidence that someone who has more power and proximity to the music industry was able to compile for this type of case was just laughably bad. And really, just like his actual beef with Kendrick Lamar, Drake's inability to bring real facts and proof of anything to the table that could have changed people's perspectives and made them open their eyes, it's not just costing Drake and really every single artist as a whole the power they may be able to hold in the future. Because what I don't think Drake realizes here is that there are real artists and teams that don't just lose out on so much because there are tricks being played on these streaming services, but that under the right circumstances, I'm sure that somebody could have eventually proved just how corrupt the music industry is. But now with
what Spotify is saying is that you're sending a trigger warning to everybody, even though, you know, they got their stuff going on in the background behind the scenes. What Drake is doing, he's sending a signal, the unnecessary signal, unnecessary heat. Yo, you hot right now. This was Spotify saying to Drake, you hot right now. You the police. We can't rock with you, bro. You just putting us out there like, yo, you hot right now. I can't even be around you, B. Wordy's bond, boy.
With Drake coming after Not Like Us because he's mad it went viral naturally and then ruined his image in a way he can never change with one of the flimsiest and most pathetically drawn up suits we have ever seen in the history of not just the music but entertainment business as a whole. All in all, Drake hasn't just made this struggle that real artists actually face seem like a joke by the way he is now only joining in on it for his own personal gain, but he is doing this at the expense of every other musician right now and in the future, because with one of the biggest stars in the entire industry trying to tear down the names of the biggest label and biggest streaming company on the planet, he hasn't just ruined their relationship right now. But what's going to end up happening is the entire dynamic of how these major platforms are even going to treat and communicate with their stars going forward is going to change drastically, which of course is only going to do more harm for the artist and their agency than good. And for Drake right now, we are really about to see just how rapid and eye-opening this downfall really gets. Because beyond losing a rap beef that went down over the course of a few months to Kendrick Lamar, and then Lamar moved on to new ventures. I mean, Spotify makes it clear here, these powers are gonna make everything a living nightmare for Drake going forward, because at the end of the day, and this is why Drake is so delusional and out of touch. These platforms and companies are the ones who have pushed Drake and helped him lock in his spot as the #1 streaming rapper for so many years in a row. And in this time where the rap game has already turned against Drake, and all he did have left was the legacy and power that he held within these algorithms. Now Drake turning on them is setting a precedent where both the people, the field he is in, and the business that controls it are now all against him. And while Drake fans continue to make it seem like there is this bigger plot that was made against him and that's why they are trying to end his legendary run, when you actually see this situation for what it is, you can so clearly realize that Drake has just been the worst type of person, employee, or client you can be to all of these parties and powers, and this is why they are all turning their back on him. And for Spotify specifically right now, as they are the ones who just showed how little respect they have for one of the most statistically dominant artists on the history of their platform, for what he has just tried to do against them. And considering that even if things got bad between Drake and UMG, even if Drake is to get back,
you gotta think this is one artist compared to thousands. They don't mind getting rid of you, boy. They don't like use nothing to UMG and Spotify, bruh. You're not bigger than the program. And for everybody talking about, yeah, Drake is standing up against the industry. No. Drake is looking out for himself. That's what Drake is doing. Drake is looking out for himself, trying to redeem his name by going to Australia with this Anita McSween bullshit.
Banished from that label as a whole, which again is something that has happened to other superstars in the music industry, as this happened to Ye not too long ago. Spotify is still the biggest mediator between the artist and the people, and just like someone in Ye saw this year when he dropped Vultures 1, no matter how bad the system takes you down, and even without whatever promotion is going on behind the scenes, your star power and sheer spectacle of new music will drive people to listen to you more than any algorithm ever can. But now with Drake being so bitter and emotional that he is now making bad relations with Spotify and putting their entire brand on the line definitely was not a good idea on his end. Because at the end of the day, they are the ones who have power to control what people are hearing if they want to, and if the guy who, again, we have seen over the years just how far they have went to support and push him is now trying to ruin their reputation all over something that so clearly became a hit the way it did because people just genuinely loved it and Not Like Us. Honestly, I would really be worried for the future of Drake's career because after this entire situation plays out, which both for Spotify and UMG is seeming like it is going to end more in their favor every day because Drake just has a horrible case against them. By the end of this all, he could really no longer have a platform to project himself on or a place to release new music. And for a mogul who breaks down barriers in the industry, this would not be the worst thing. For a wave rider like Drake, who has relied on this system and loopholes to try and succeed at the level he has over and over again every single year at this point, this is the worst thing that could have happened to him because he is no longer going to have the game and system to make a 25-song album on to boost his streaming numbers, and if his career has a chance to even move past this, he's going to be forced to deliver not just real art, but also now find a real way for people to consume it. And at the end of this entire situation, with now Spotify coming out here and bashing Drake the way they are publicly, this is really the future we are headed to, and if I was Drake, I would be worried, because despite how much he tries to avoid the reality of his entire career and the consequences he has now put on himself in this time, He really is at a point where in the next couple of months, based on how everything goes, he could lose everything, because beyond losing the will of the people and his respect as an MC, he is now messing with companies and entities that control the game all of these artists play, and this is just something so much bigger than Drake of all people could ever handle, because despite his status and everything he's done, he has not done one thing to present himself as a person both calculated and even built up enough in the industry to pull off what he is doing. And really, with the way Drake has moved in his career since Scorpion as a whole, from collab albums, strange projects like Care Package, Dark Lane demo tapes, and Honestly Nevermind, and even on the mainline albums like CLB and For All the Dogs, which just lack real Drake hits. With how bad most of these albums have been, and yet how many number one...
That's why he put that 100 gigs out. That 100 gigs was a little test to see how bad that Not Like Us done did his career. And we all see it. He see it. Matter of fact, he feel it. He feel it in his pockets. So he like, shit, let me see if I can get a little something out of UMG. It ain't gonna work, bruh. It is not gonna work. They gonna make it where as though you don't get no money at all.
One songs or hits they have ended up producing that stayed around way longer than they should have, with both Spotify and especially UMG with the way the situation is going. Seems like beyond them denying Drake's claims and in Spotify's case, just making fun of how terrible everything Drake is trying to say in this lawsuit against him is. I think all of this is going to end with Drake getting exposed for trying to go up against the people who have boosted him onto the pedestal he has been at, with a LeBron-sized deal and with more support than any other rapper has received. And I think what's going to happen is that we are going to end up finding out that all of the recent Drake albums have been getting manipulated on these platforms in hope that then a real organic hit would emerge in the long run. But between that never actually happening, as these new Drake records just don't have the longevity like his older ones did, and because of the fact that with the deal Drake has had with UMG that he seemingly wants to become even bigger right now, and this has been one of the factors leading to this arrogance he has been showing throughout this entire situation and moment in time. Overall, he has given them no other choice but just to pull the curtain on him and reveal the truth, which will then expose to the world.
They're going to pull the curtain on him and they're going to expose what he been doing for so many years. Because remember, Drake been getting away with all this stream stuff. Everything that Drake is accusing Kendrick of, he was already doing it for years. For years. Just like Trouble said when the company man was interviewing him. He was like, yo, you had 15 years of a good run. 15 years of a good run, bro. A 15-year win? You winning. Like, why are you complaining, bro? Why are you complaining? Man, it ain't, man. I don't know no artist who could say that. I mean, Future's still in the loop. You know what I mean? Future had a nice loop, but I don't think, I think Future is more organic. Future got a real organic, you know what I mean? And he doing all his lyrics. You know he writing them lyrics. Matter of fact, he ain't even writing them. He probably freestyling that shit. But Drake, nah, he might as well just give up his run. Take your L, go chill, and then pop back out whenever, you know what I'm saying, later on. Probably 50 years from now. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all feel about the video on Spotify rejecting his claims of Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us streams being tweaked. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Big Kish signing out. I'm gone, y'all.